Alright, so if you've seen my recent community post, you probably already know this, but just in case you haven't, I'm still going to explain it. Recently, Xbox went what I would like to call Ooga Booga mode and deleted all my clips that I had for the last 2 weeks. Nobody knows how annoyed I am of this. Nobody knows. All I want to do is make people go, ha ha, funny moment, but Bill Gates is saying no. This is so annoying. I was able to find the reason the 15 hours of clips I had got deleted, and hopefully won't happen again. Reason in description, because I'm too lazy to say it now. Crossing my fingers it doesn't happen again. Please. Please. Anyway, a quick recap of what has happened in the past 2 weeks, but explained by an idiot that can't even remember what happened 5 minutes ago. You are welcome. Alright, let's start things right off from the beginning. Episode 3. I'm gonna be honest, I could have gone the entirety of episode 2 without showing you anything. It would have not changed anything in the series at all. The only thing that happened is the warden attack that knocked 17 years off my life. Fun events. Really, really fun events. Anyways, going on to episode 3, because that's where a few things actually happen. So, it starts off with me, Kevin, and a new ally that had recently joined the server, Zach, or username Removed Toe. It started off with us just sort of dying to a hole for 30 minutes. So, story behind that, Doomslayer was trying to get an achievement many of you might know. It's called Caves and Cliffs. It's basically we have to fall from the height limit, which is about 320 blocks up, all the way to bedrock. Now, the easiest way to do that is just to dig a hole going straight down and a giant pillar right next to the hole, which is exactly what he did. He got the achievement. Only issue is, he forgot to cover the hole back up. So we spent 30 minutes of our lives trying to get our stuff back from a hole that was about 80 blocks deep. It was amazing. And I've had no more fun in my life than at that moment in time. It was super fun. After that, a few things sort of happened. I had a tiny little child named Domino, aka an 8-year-old on the server, join and decide that he was going to try to become my ally. I have no clue why. So I was like, you know what? He's an 8-year-old. If he decides to backstab me, he doesn't know how to move properly, I'll be fine. He can't do anything. This is where the story arc starts to go downwards from here. Here's where I uncover a plot that he had with Kevin and himself to destroy someone else on the server. It starts off something along the lines with, so, are you going to be part of the raid as well? I'm sorry, what? What raid? What? What raid? Me and Kevin are going to try to do a raid against Doomslayer. I'm sorry, what? We continued the conversation on for a little while, and the only thing going through my head is how this is going to start a civil war. When Doom finds out, he's going to go full Ooga Booga brain mode and go ultra-violent mode on Kevin and this tiny little child. It's going to start a civil war, and I'm going to be drawn into the exact thing that I don't want to be drawn into. I mean, I live on Mount, everyone lives here. Why would something like this happen? Come on. Anyways, that's just basically it. No, I tried convincing the child to not do the raid. I think I did pretty well, I would like to say. Kevin wasn't online at the time, which is absolutely wonderful because I couldn't convince him. That's great. Yeah. Wonderful. Alright, episode 4, where everything starts to do, and I quote, go into the ramp everything up department. Basically, everything started to go downhill for me for here. So we had, just to sum it up, we had 3 more people join the server. 2 of them soon becoming my allies, and 1 of them soon becoming Kevin's. 2, you will probably know, is Motfighter07, aka Ethan, and Deadshot 992255. I think that was his name. I can't remember off the top of my head. Or aka Jackson. The person who joined Kevin, his name is Ethereal, and I don't know his real name, though, that we go by. I don't really know that. Sorry. I think it's Chase. I don't know. But anyways, I decided to try to split away from Mount Everyone Lives here because I could feel complications starting to arise. Doom found out that the raid had happened at his base, and I quote Kevin from the night before, it's only going to be a small-scale raid. half his base was gone. Like, bro, if it's gonna be small scale, at least leave something. Like, he had hoppers missing. Who steals hoppers? Come on. Either way, we sort of dodged that bullet because he just sort of shrugged it off and moved on with his day. I decided to build a new little civilization thing about 4,000 blocks away, I would like to say, which would soon become Port City. I decided to co-found it with Ethan, even though it was my idea. He's technically the co-founder and I'm the main founder. Haha, beat it. So I spent a little bit of time out there. That's when Jackson decides to join the server. Both Ethereal and Ethan had been on for a little while. Domino, my ally, decides to take it upon himself to repeatedly spawn kill a basically naked dude with nothing who could do nothing. So I make the 4,000 block travel back to kill Domino a few times. He gets extremely mad for some apparent reason and starts stealing all our stuff. We tell him to put it back, and he puts it back and just sort of runs off to do whatever 8-year-olds do in Minecraft. I didn't think much of it, so I just went back to the location of Port City to continue the construction there. I was really just working on a mending villager. I just was working on a mending villager for 45 minutes. Why are these things so hard to get? Either way, that continues on for maybe an hour. We just sort of move on with our days. I'm communicating with Ethan in a VC, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to go to the bathroom because I really badly have to go. Catching my breath. Hold up. Whew. All right. And I sort of go, and I come back. Kevin and Ethereal are in the VC, not too much of it. One little fact, did you know as operator, because I own the server, as operator, you can see in-game DMs. So imagine my surprise when I come back seeing Kevin DMing Ethereal that they were ready to go through with the ambush on my allies with Domino. Domino had gone and told Kevin half of the truth so he could get them on his side and so he could nuke everyone else. I'm going to be honest, why are 8-year-olds allowed to exist? Either way, I start very hastily hurrying back the 4,000 blocks, pretending to be on Kevin's side to try and hold them off a bit. That goes well. Let's see here. Jackson, Doom, and Ethan all die. Zach somehow manages to just barely slip away. He starts to hide out in a hole just as I make it back to where Mount Everyone Lives Here is. I continue to pretend to recon around, and Zach continues to supply up what I like to call the revelation, or revolution. They're basically the same thing, right? Yeah. Anyways, shoot, I lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah. We go on a little recon, and I decide to stay in their VC to act as a spy while I DM Ethan basically everything that goes on in the process. I get the coords to their base, and I start to make my way over to what is now known as Jenga Empire's base. And on the way there, I tell Kevin and Ethereal the main truth, to which they realize that in this situation, they are the villains, killing a bunch of innocent people, and Domino is just a little child manipulator. Woo! Alright, I make my way to their base, and I DM Ethan the chords, and the revolution starts to make their way over. So I just have to stall for as long as I can, and make it so that Jenga doesn't get any further in progress to stallify our odds of winning. We were going to plan an ambush against Jenga, and to which we would steal all their stuff, break their beds, so they would spawn 4,000 blocks away and burn anything we couldn't take. And oh my gosh, I think that's the one successful thing that went on throughout that entire night. We destroyed Jenga Empire, took everything, and we were suddenly richer than before the ambushes happened. It was so successful. I am so proud of that. And somehow, it took them a little while to realize I was a spy. That's fine, but it's fine. We're okay with that. That's okay. We made our way to the trek to Port City, which was shockingly only about 400 blocks away for some reason, and continued to just sort of build up there and not really do much. As far as we were concerned, we were in a Cold War now. I mean, what more could we really do? Alright, I'm going to be honest, in about episodes 3, 4, 5, and 8, not much happened at all. Really, the only things that happened was me and Kevin just sort of dueled it out to finish this Cold War once and for all. The results, he won by about half a heart, and it was only because of a God Apple, alright? I'm blaming it on the God Apple. If he didn't have a God Apple, I would have won easy. If we're counting round 2. Round 1, I sort of killed myself by accident. I'm not going to talk about it. The clips are on Kevin's stream. I'll link it in the description. Along with, I'll link the reason for why everything got deleted. Pain. So anyways, moving on from that, nothing else really happened. I built a magnificent wall, which I'm absolutely, so self-esteem heavy on. I'm so proud of it. I built all of it besides for the little trench on the outside that Zach and Ethan and Jackson had ended up building. But moving on to episode 9, where things start to take a toll for the worst. Me and Zach are currently at an event where we can't really do much if anything happens. Jackson's out doing God knows what, and Doom has been MIA for about 2 weeks at this rate. We had gained a new ally in this time frame, a friend named Lucas, and Ethan and Lucas were really the only ones online at this time frame. Fun fact, did you know that Kevin and Ethero hold grudges for a very long time? And they unleash those grudges with withers and respawn anchors in giant walled villages. Did you know that's a hobby they had or something like that? I didn't know that. I definitely didn't know that. We found that out the hard way. With Lucas and Ethan being utterly slaughtered, and every single villager we had, every single hint of loot, all the stuff we had gone due to withers and respawn anchors. It didn't also help that one of the withers seemed to be duplicating about every few minutes. It's sort of the reason we haven't been back. We can't really figure out why one of the withers are duping. That makes it slightly scary, but you know what? It's Minecraft Bedrock. Anything happens. We've had quite a few glitches over the server's lifetime, and right now, the server has been buggier than ever. So that's great. About 3 or 4 hours on, or 3 or 4 hours later, we all log on, and guess what? Kevin and Ethero are offline. Domino was on for about 5 minutes, but then decided to log off again. We built up a little backup base about 3,000 blocks away, and we went to set out on trying to find Jenga's main base. At this time, we already knew where one base was, but we decided to save that one for later. This base, I had 8 locations down in mind of where it could be. Only problem is, they all were about 19,000 blocks away from each other. I found their base on the 4th coordinate. I traveled almost 19,000 blocks. I'm in pain. But it was so worth it. Domino decided to log on while the rest of the team was making their way over to the base. This was bad for basically one reason. Domino was not much of a threat. He was in iron armor and he was 8 years old. Bro can't even walk straight. I would have no issue taking him out. It would be the fact that he would alert Kevin that I was there. He would log on, and my dreams would be adios. They would be in heaven. They would be resting with God. There was nothing I could do. This man outskilled me in every way. I'm about the 3rd best PvPer on the server. It's about 2 people being above me. And one of them's on my side. And then Kevin's the best by a long shot. And he could probably take both me and the other person on at the same time. So, fun fact, did you know Domino's not an idiot and can actually see name tags? Unrelated fun fact, he did end up spotting me for some reason. I have no clue why. it turns out when you swim in a river, your name tag shows. Like, that's so weird. They gotta remove that feature. I think it's a glitch or something like that. Anyway, despite how Domino might have found me, he just sort of started to hit me, and little did he know that would be the worst decision of his life, because that initiated me to start attacking in full netherite. Yeah, he was down in about, I would like to say 2 hits, maybe? Probably, yeah, 2 or 3 hits. And it took him a little while to respawn, but when he did, he said, "Kevin now knows you're here." I'm like, okay, great. I have notch apples, I have potions, I have poison arrows. I'll be fine. Like, I'll be fine. Not Domino. Kevin never ended up logging on, and Domino just sort of started to get really mad in the chat at us, and continuously saying how he was going to destroy us all, and that he was Satan, he was going to kill us all. Keep in mind, this is an 8-year-old saying all of this. Jackson, Deadshot him. He came up with the perfect comeback. I'm currently mixing up your Play-Doh colors. Come and stop me, please. He left soon after that to go work on a World Eater. Little does he know, those don't work in Bedrock. And even if they do, the server is way too laggy for it to be even built. So that was successful. We went to the second base, in which we annihilated that as well. That's the new 4th of July fireworks show, in case you were wondering how good that's going to be in like a year. And yeah, we just sort of went back to our base, prepared a little bit, and moved on with our day. Like, there wasn't too much more for us to do. I mean, the end fight was tomorrow. We might as well got sleep for that. We wake up tomorrow, not expecting to be too much of an eventful day. We're just going to do a little bit of preparations, set out for the end, get shulkers and elytras so we can move far, far away from where we currently were. Jackson, fun fact, was going to get nether war at another fortress. Unrelated fun fact, did you know that Kevin actually logged out on another fortress and decided to log in when Jackson was at another fortress? Another unrelated fun fact, did you know that they were at the same nether fortress? Another unrelated fun fact, did you know that Kevin can be very aggressive when you blow up all his stuff? Yeah, we were soon at the nether fortress ready to back up Jackson for no apparent reason at all. We came to a negotiations and finally ended this war over a child. That sounds really stupid in hindsight, but you know what? That's sort of just what it was. And we sort of ended the war, and yeah, wasn't too much to say about that. The end fight was in like 2 hours. We got off, I ate a little bit, and we made our way to the end fight. We were planning to actually work together to defeat the Ender Dragon and just have an all-out brawl for who gets the egg. Fun fact, did you know Kevin's in college courses in high school and couldn't attend the end fight? Also, unrelated fun fact, did you know that Ethereal's internet router is a potato? So, fun fact, none of them were online because Domino's an 8-year-old. Who knows what he was doing? He was probably playing with, like, Legos or something like that. Actually, I still use Legos. He was probably using Play-Doh or something. I don't know. So we sort of had the entire end dimension to ourselves. We got ourselves shulkers, elytras, and just moved out. Currently now we're working on building up a base so far away from everything, it would take ages to get back to civilization with elytra. And that's just sort of where I'm going to leave you with episode 11. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. This video was so scuffed, but you know what? I'm going to quote Sun Tzu here. When Bill Gates, Microsoft, Xbox, all of them try to screw you over, you flip them off and you make something good. This was not a good video. I did part of that, though. I slammed my head through a wall. I did absolutely none of that quote. Please move to a different video. This is really, really